When you hear the phrase, ghost town, you might imagine a mysterious place filled with legends of otherworldly events, some of which are true. These towns may not have such a claim to fame, but what makes them famous are the two true stories that would frighten the pants off anyone who understands the real-life hardships that forced the formerly prosperous residents of the thriving towns brimming with entertainment to flee. Here are the 10 famous ghost towns of America. 1. Kennicott, Alaska. Despite the remoteness and the lack of gold, the brave miners were drawn to Kennicott after two prospectors stumbled upon $200 million worth of the metal in the early 1900s while resting their horses on the journey. The Utah Copper Company was founded in 1903 with the assistance of J.P. A few years later, Morgan and the Guggenheims found the place to be a self-contained company town, with one of the 5 mines aptly named Bonanza for containing the world's richest copper concentration. Unlike in many other mining towns, Kennicott miners let off steam on the tennis court and ice rink. The mine ceased operations after 1938, but the town remains standing as a National Historic Landmark and one of Alaska's most popular attractions, located right in the heart of the massive free entrance Wrangell St. National Park of St. Elias. Visitors can also explore the nearby 14-story Red Mill iconic landmark above a glacier on the official Kennicott Mill Town Tour. 2. Batsto Village, New Jersey. Batsto Village, founded in 1766, has a long history as a thriving iron and glass-making town, with Charles Reed's iron furnace being the largest in the region. During the American Revolution, Batsto was a leading manufacturer of iron, casting housewares and ammunition for the Continental Army. Its premature demise occurred in 1874, when a fire ravaged the glass-making facilities, destroying the remaining iron furnaces and 17 houses. With residents fleeing, Batsto was auctioned off for $14,000 to Joseph Wharton, a businessman who revitalized the town and restored its prosperity through farming. Batsto fell into its second desolation after his death in 1909, only to make a final comeback in the mid-century as a rebuilt historic site for the curious, the adventurous, and the historians, demonstrating its resilience to fate. 3. Blue Heron, Kentucky. The abandoned mining community of Blue Heron, located along the Big South Fork River, was once the epicenter of Kentucky's mining boom during its gold prospecting history. A day trip to the atmospheric Blue Heron's mining camp with an audio tour is highly recommended for history buffs. Blue Heron's ghost town is also home to the Big South Fork Blue Heron Ghost Train, a bucket list-worthy experience that includes an oral train ride through the town's abandoned camp while hearing the town's storied history. 4. Bodie, California. Bodie was founded by miners in 1876 as a town with hillsides rich in gold and silver deposits, but it was quickly overrun by gold-crazed prospectors, with more than a dozen settling per day in the late 1870s. When the city's population reached 10,000, it was already known for its Sea of Sin reputation, which was filled with rough men, sex workers, opium dens, and whiskey-fueled shootouts. Outgrowing its meager infrastructure, the harsh winters forced many prospectors to relocate to better locations, and the last residents left in the 1940s. Its 200 dilapidated buildings are kept in a state of arrested decay by park rangers, making it one of America's best-preserved ghost towns. Some store shelves are still stocked with goods, and the inns still have the same pool tables with balls and cues, assorted chairs, and cutlery that was left over half a century ago. 5. Nelson, Nevada. Founded in 1775 by Spanish settlers looking for gold in the area known as El Dorado, the town was not seen and overrun by other prospectors until a century later, with many Civil War deserters believing in its potential. It was one of Nevada's largest booms, complete with feuds, particularly over the town's most notorious site, the Techatecup mine, that frequently resulted in murder. The mines were operational until 1945, when the last ounce of gold, silver, copper, and lead was extracted. With the town prone to flash flooding on a regular basis, most residents left, seeing no reason to stay in the unbearable living conditions, even though the buildings remained standing. While some ghost towns are only so because they have been abandoned, Nelson really stands out as a creepy location for photo, film, and music videos. 6. Dogtown, Massachusetts. This hardscrabble town is said to have gotten its name from either the dog-like living conditions or because local war widows kept dogs for protection. Regardless, the roughneck Dogtown has a legendary allure that even Henry David Thoreau wrote about when he visited in 1858. Roger Babson, the famous American entrepreneur who predicted the stock market crash and later ran for president, installed 24 boulders in the mostly forested ruins half a century later, during the Great Depression. These are eerily popular sites for tourists today who go hiking to see messages on the boulders such as, "Prosperity follows service," "Get a job," and "Help Mother." 7. Frisco, Utah. Frisco, a thriving town of 6,000 people in the past, had one of the most profitable mines in the region, producing gold, silver, zinc, and copper. Even today, a lump sum of $60 million worth of resources was hauled out by 1885, with people making serious money. Off-duty miners found solace in the numerous saloons, brothels, and gambling halls that sprouted up in the rich crazed town for entertainment purposes, but created a volatile environment steeped in money and alcohol. Soon, the town was rife with tension and violence, with fights breaking out and a murder allegedly occurring every day. When law enforcement intervened to stop the mayhem, the town was quickly abandoned by the 1920s. The mines and mills have been left as tourist attractions in this ghost town known as one of the West's most haunting. 8. Santa Claus, Arizona. The town was established in the 1930s as a marketing gimmick in the middle of the Mojave Desert to draw money to the region with tourists and by selling real estate in the Dust Bowl. Santa Claus was on the streets every day of the year to greet visitors, and the town's inns and restaurants were decorated for the holidays. In later years, the post office and postmark were the main draws, with children across the country receiving letters from St. Nick that came from Arizona rather than the North Pole. Due to disinterest, the town was sold in 1983, and it now serves as a good detour on the way to Kingman or the Hoover Dam. During a visit, the vandalized buildings, an old wishing well, and the remnants of Old 1225, a derailed pink children's train, serve as eerie landmarks. 9. St. Elmo, Colorado. St. Elmo, founded in 1880, quickly grew to 2,000 residents and over 150 mines as a gold mining town and popular whistle stop on the Pacific Railroad. The numerous inns and dance halls catered to visitors, but everything changed when the Alpine Tunnel closed in 1910. Already impacted by the falling price of silver, the last rail service ended in 1922, and while some remained to suffer further loss for the next 30 years, the death of the postmaster and the discontinuation of the postal service effectively ended civilization in town. The area must have enraged someone above, because it was subjected to numerous fires even after abandonment. Nonetheless, the buildings survived, making St. Elmo one of America's best-preserved ghost towns. Tourists can stay in historic cabins while exploring the old mining roads on ATVs and fishing along Chalk Creek, all while getting an unfiltered look at life during the mining boom. 10. Rhyolite, Nevada. The town of Rhyolite, located near Death Valley National Park, was named after its main namesake resource, a silica-rich volcanic rock. It was founded in 1905 with the ironic promise of gold that never materialized, despite the fact that a wealthy man, Charles M. Schwab, sunk a lot of money into trying to make it happen. Nonetheless, by 1907, there was a school, a Sunday school, a hospital, a symphony, and a stock exchange, as well as plenty of prostitution. Despite being a bustling society for a few years, the town with an empty future promise was quickly abandoned. Rhyolite has had a few moments of fame as an Old West movie set in the 1920s, and its cool photo-op buildings, including the aptly named Bottle House, make it popular for tourist visits today. Stepping into one of these towns exposes one to decades of paused history, knowing that the erect buildings and nature surrounding them have breathed everything from the beginning, only to exhale it all onto the visitors in a heavy sigh. These towns, which appear to be similar in their spontaneous establishment, booming, and prosperity period, followed by complete dissolution and abandonment, have unique atmospheres with auras of the unraveled events still in the air for a true ghost feel.